Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans.
Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by.
Now, here's JP.
All right, welcome into a Thursday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Man, it's been a long week already, Timmy. Woo! Lordy.
Tell me about it.
We're both trying to find some energy this morning for you people. We love you so much. Thank you very much for being part of the show. And Wednesdays are Timmy's long days. 6:30 to 10:30 in the studio yesterday.
6:30 a.m. to 10:30 in the studio last night. I drive 30 minutes home, and then I got 2 shows I got to edit and post over on the East Coast and
Lord
record.
We need to hire more people. You know that, Timmy?
Prep my 7 a.m. Cowboys podcast, and then I finally get to sleep. So I couldn't get up in time to go to the studio this morning. So apologies to everyone.
Nobody cares about our hardships. All they want to know is what do we know? We better bring a good show today. And you know what? God damn it, that's what we old heads do. We don't cry in the corner. We get up and we go again. I can't vouch for the quality of today's show, but we bring it. We'll see what happens. But
look, I can't promise there will be entertainment value, though.
Yes, absolutely. Because when we get this punch drunk, basically anything can happen. So. Yeah. Anyway, I had some very interesting conversations over the last 20 hours vis-a-vis the stadium, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on it today. I promise you guys. I say that every day. But it's important. It's important, and I want to, because there's, again, Timmy, if I didn't have to deal with all the misinformation that's out there.
Oh my God, right.
And we heard that yesterday from Alan Clendenin, Tampa City Council chair. And I if you missed that interview, guys, you got to go watch it. You got to go watch it because it really gives you a peek behind the scenes of what's going on. This is the guy that's in the TSA. He's also the city council chair. I don't think anybody's been in more meetings behind the scenes than Alan Clendenin. And he said on his show yesterday that this deal is 99% done. 99% done. Now, does that mean the votes are there? That's not what he's saying, although he believes the votes are there. He said that on the show. But it just shows you that I think a lot of what you're hearing in the public, and I've said this a lot, is negative. And it tinges people's perception of what's going on. But in the multiple conversations I had with key stakeholders in this over the last 24 hours, I can tell you that they are extremely optimistic that this deal is going to get done. Extremely optimistic. When Clendenin says 99%, that's 99%. That's not me, 90%, you USF people. Yeah. That's the commission chair saying 99%. And he's involved in almost every meeting. So again, those conversations I've had over the last 24 hours, I'll say it again here today. I have never been more optimistic that this is going to pass. Now, that doesn't mean it's a short thing. Doesn't mean 100%, but I'm telling you with the access that I have and the people I talk to that it's 99%. The votes are there. All of this stuff that you hear going on, and I'll hit on a couple of points here and then we'll be done with this, is hogwash. And I don't understand. I do. The reason that people are throwing water on this in the media, a lot of them, not just the Times, is because it gets eyeballs. You people eat this stuff up like nobody's business. And that's because it's the biggest deal in the history. It's the biggest business deal in the history of Tampa Bay. It's the biggest sports deal in the history of Tampa Bay. It's a Major League Baseball team, one of our 3 professional sports. It's an existential threat to their existence here. It's a big fucking story. So every time anybody does something on it, it gets eyeballs. And then when you start talking shit about it, when you start bringing up, the real estate taxes, I heard this was something that was on this morning, the real estate taxes, that's going to kill this deal. I specifically asked a person about that this morning, and they said, a lot of the real estate homeowner stuff that you see right now, there's a thing here in Florida, Timmy, that they want to get rid of property taxes.
Yeah.
And to some degree, that's kind of one of DeSantis's babies. And the bottom line is they can't do that because it basically funds every county. And it's just, even if it passes in the the way it's going to pass is not going to have an impact that people think it's going to have. Certainly not on your property taxes. Sad to say. And there's options for them to make up the revenue in other places, obviously. So the property tax thing, which it does seem like, wow, that could be a thing. And I get it from the people behind the scenes in highly placed political positions say, no, it's not going to pass in the way that people think it's going to pass. All right. So that's number one. Number two, there's somebody is out there talking about that the exemption on businesses for property tax is going to keep the Rays from and their entire development from paying any taxes and paying for this. So essentially they're saying is, hey, we're getting back $3 to $6 billion. And that's my main thing is like, if we invest $1 billion and we don't get anything back, then I have a problem with it. I don't care if it's the Rays or anybody, then that's just not a deal. That's not a money. Again, that is not a deal that the county commission or the city council is ever going to sign off on. But yet we have people that are on the radio talking about, oh, these guys are trying to pull a fast one and they're going to get this thing done. And they're telling us we're going to get all the money back in ad valorem taxes. And then they're going to get the whole thing exempt from taxes. Really? Really? That's what these guys are going to do. That's what Stu Sternberg would have done. 1,000%. That's what Stu Sternberg would have done. But these guys, no, that's not happening. And again, what commissioner is going to vote for that if they get no tax money back? It's just silly scare tactics. Now, I know, I guess you're being on the radio. People think you know what you're talking about, but you know what? Oftentimes they don't, especially with this particular deal. I've heard so much shit come over the radio and TV that is just absolutely idiocy. I saw a reporter on TV the other day say, after it's widely known that the Rays have already upped their portion of this to 54 and probably going to be 58%. Widely known, he says they're going to the city is going to pay 50% and the Rays are going to pay 50%. That is categorically, factually wrong. And it's an important piece, and it's like the most elemental piece. You can't even get that fact right? Jeez, oh, Pete's, man. Listen, I'm not sitting here saying I know everything and I have all the numbers right. I make mistakes all the time. I try to correct myself when I do it. But when I'm talking about something like this, and that's the most elemental fact you can start with in this whole freaking deal, and you're a reporter on television and you start your story and you don't even get that right, then everything else you say, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I mean, can we just be better? Lord, man. Yeah, that's right. It's all a big scheme for them to build an 8 million square foot mixed use project and not pay any taxes and fleece the entire city. That's right. That's what's going on here. That's what the governor's behind it, the MLB commissioners behind it, longtime Tampanian businessmen, elite people that have to live here the rest of their lives. They've all put this thing together so they can pull a fast one and steal billions of dollars from you. That's what's going on. That's what people are saying locally here on the radio. And the city council and the county is going to vote for that. Do you hear what comes out of your mouth? Silly. It's just silly. All right. So anyway, as far as that goes, MOU, I'm told will be done before non-binding MOU, but that structure will lead to, at least this is the plan, will lead to the state funding coming through for the college. The MOU should be done by the May 20th, 21st votes. So that's what's expected. Things change, obviously. And there are some key principles that are left in this negotiation that the Rays really need to capitulate on, or the deal's not going to get done. And that, to me, is, I should rephrase that. There are key issues that it's almost a given to everybody within the negotiations that at some point the Rays will say, okay, we got that. But as you negotiate, you get up right to the end. You want to say, no, we're not so sure about that. We're not so sure about that. But if it's the difference between getting the deal done and it not getting done, they're going to capitulate on it.
Especially if we're talking over a couple of $1 million.
Exactly.
10 million guys.
At this point, they're still trying to get their best deal, right?
Yeah.
Every business does that. But I think that's where we're at. And so this is crunch time. In the next few weeks, we will see the MOU and the final terms negotiated, and those will be presented to the public. There'll be more public comment, and we'll hopefully get past that 1% that's left that Alan Clendenin said, and we're done. All right, so that's that. If you guys want to comment on it, you can. I'll try to get to them, but we're going to move on to other stuff, like the Rays on the field. Woo, Timmy. Scoring on this team? You ain't doing that. Nobody's doing that. These numbers are off the charts, bro. This pitching staff, it's Sugar Shane, Lord Almighty. It goes without saying. He was the best left-hander in baseball 4 years ago.
Yeah.
He was. And he was dominant. And he could touch 100, and it's fantastic. This version of Shane McClanahan, I think it's better. And it was short sample size. The last 3 games, 16 in the third, 0 runs. Is that good? I
don't think
Over
you can have
3
less.
games.
You can't have less.
I'm no numbers guy. You know that, but I can get my 50-50 right, but I don't think you can. I don't think it's less than 0. I don't know if that's a thing. So, yeah, he's been phenomenal. And watching him pitch, guys are flailing. At this changeup. The changeup is like wicked good. And it makes guys look silly. And it's not only the speed of the pitch, but when it gets to the plate, it's just diving. It gets there, and he throws 97, 96, pops it, and he's hitting the quadrants. And then he throws one ball that looks like a big fat beach ball coming down the middle of the plate. And you're like, oh, finally one I can actually hit. And you go to swing at it, and guess what? It's not there yet. It'll be a minute before it gets there. And also, it's going way over there by the time it gets to you. It's like some magic ball he's throwing, and it's fantastic. And he's not overthrowing, which if you go back and look at Shane's way he pitched before, every pitch was, especially obviously the fastballs, max velocity, max effort. And now he's just smooth. He's just really smooth, and he's getting more life on his pitches, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the rest of the group, the bullpen, 17 in the third, no runs. So when he comes out, here comes Kevin Kelly, here comes Clevenger, who got a huge strikeout yesterday, and the guy missed it by 1.5 feet, his slider with 2 guys on. In a way, I think it was 2-0 at that particular point. These guys got wicked stuff, and it's all coming to fruition. Kevin Kelly's stuff is just he's the side armor. He's got such great command of what he's doing right now. So you got a lot of confidence in him. They've gone 17 in the third, no runs, 32 and 2/3, 1 run for your bullpen. So yeah, this ain't the 27 Yankees offensively, and guess what? It doesn't have to be. When you pitch and play defense like this. Even Caminero made a couple of plays yesterday that were absolutely outstanding. One play he made, maybe the best play he made all day, he didn't even get an out on it. And he came across the bag, a little chopper down the third base line, had to come across the bag, throw across his body, and threw a dead straight strike to the first baseman, Aranda. And it was just a half a beat late, but it was one hell of a play. So he's starting to get a little confidence defensively. He's a good player. He's working his ass off on it. And I've seen him play really good third base defense. His problem is consistency. He'll just, he'll play 3 or 4 good games, and then he'll just have a stinker of 2 or 3 really bad plays. And then that adds up on your fielding percentage, and it looks a lot worse than it is. But once and we got to remember, he's 22. He's 22. He's getting better every day, and he's a hard-working 22. So he's going to work his way into being a plus defender. I honestly believe that. And Taylor Walsh just continues to play great baseball. Wechter Wednesdays are like the best TV day they do.
Oh my God,
and that's nothing against the BA and Wayne and Rich and everybody. Does a fantastic job, and Ryan. They do a great job. I really enjoy the broadcast. A hell of a job. But when Wechter comes on Wednesday, he goes out and he spends time with the players. He did one on Simpson's bunting last week that was absolutely fantastic. And then yesterday, he was talking to Taylor Walls about how he approaches playing shortstop, and he's the best shortstop in the game. This was like a masterclass in and I couldn't take my eyes off it. The stuff that he was saying and how he does it, and it was like I'd have to show you the video. I would not do it justice, but there's so many things that he does that are not fundamental. He even says, I won't even, teach my 5-year-old daughter how to do this because it's not necessarily right. He likes to backhand everything, which is not what you're taught, right? Yep. He loves to backhand everything. And he even showed, he said, look at my glove when I'm backhanding it. There's more surface area for me to catch the ball. He goes, when you turn it to the forehand side, there's less because the big part of the glove is out. And I kind of get that. And when he showed it, it made all the sense in the world. And he talks about, and also when you field the ball backhand, you're already in throwing position. He's absolutely correct. So that your transition from the backhand side is always going to be faster than it is the forehand side. So he tries to get everything with the backhand. I'm like, wow, okay. And then you go watch him play, and he's the smoothest backhand in the game. So he's taking it, from an analytic level. He's talking about doing the transition at second base during the double play, and depending on where the ball is coming from, will affect his footwork at the base in order to get the transition as fast as possible. Another fascinating Wechter Wednesdays, and it just shows how, what a great technician he is and how important it is. And honestly, since he got into the lineup, that's when the winning started. And it's not, and he's had some key hits, don't get me wrong, and some key bunts as well. But he runs well on the bases. He's really good in clutch situations, and defensively, he's just killing it. So you've got a very interesting group of players right now that are playing such excellent baseball. It's fun to watch. And if it wasn't for the media ginning up all these sky is falling stories about the stadium, we should all be in Rays heaven, Timmy. The team is kicking ass. They've won 12 of 13. We're about to embark on this journey of the forever stadium that we've always wanted, an iconic stadium in the right area, which, by the way, we've talked about this before, but it's kind of something new on Twitter, saying that if we get the stadium done, free agents will want to play here. We've talked about that, right, for a long time. It's getting a lot of play now because I think somebody important said it, vis-a-vis me, not me. And so – and it's like, and this is what Jason Romano told us, who's Kyle Tucker's agent. It's like Tropicana Field, nobody wanted to play in. No position players wanted to play there. Like Kyle said, he had to ice his knees every time he played there. So you weren't going to get position players to come here, even if you paid them. And, of course, we weren't going to pay them anyway. So there was never a chance for us to really go out and get big free agents just based on the stadium and the cheap-ass owner. Never going to happen. So now you go to this place where that's not going to be an issue. It's going to be a much better field, much better sight lines, much better turf, much better everything. And you've got no state tax, and you've got, what's going to be a much better vibe and crowd, obviously. And and everybody wants to come and live in Tampa anyway. So now, from a baseball standpoint, and of course, all the money that they're making on this deal, which we want them to make money because they're going to pour it back into the team. They promised that, and we're going to hold them accountable for it. So this from a baseball standpoint, we don't talk about it enough. It's another home run. So if you're a Rays fan, you got to be over the moon right now. Your team is kicking ass. You've got a great new ownership group that they're finally going to do baseball right in a baseball-rich area of Tampa Bay, and it's going to be phenomenal. And that's why I'm so jacked up, and that's why I support it, because in the end, it's great for the city. It's great for the region. And I like winning baseball. I like teams that win. They're much more fun to cover. So, I'm jacked up. I'm excited.
So JP, I know we'll get to comments. I saw a couple of detractors in the comments already about the Rays season. And I don't understand it. I don't understand why. Look, and I know we're 36 games into a 162-game season. I get it. But the way the team's playing, can you not just sort of sit back for a minute and enjoy it and think this is not what we expected out of this club? There are 7 teams in Major League Baseball, JP, with a record over 500. Only 2 of those are in the AL.
which is
the
weird.
Rays and the Yankees.
Yeah.
That's it. The other 5 are in the National League. And they're in the same division. They're battling for first. Rays are half a game back right now. By the way, thanks to Nathan Eovaldi and my Texas Rangers, who just cremated the Yankees yesterday. And made Aaron Judge look silly at the plate twice yesterday.
Thank you.
Nathan Eovaldi's back. He's had a rough start to the season.
And where did he start his comeback? Here, Tampa.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
He was integral. He was an integral part of the Rangers 2023 World Series, and he continues to be an integral part here. And, we got DeGrom, who's back and looking really good. But I don't understand why you can't. And look, the Rangers aren't playing great right now as a team, but when they have a great win, I'll enjoy it. I'll talk about it, and I'll wait until the next one to detract from it. But I don't understand with the season right now the Rays are having, why some of you can't just man, how much fun is this?
Right?
How much fun is baseball when we've got a team playing this way and we've got just lovable players that you can embrace on your team, and you've got a pending stadium deal that you should be excited about. Look ahead. Look ahead to 2029 and what this thing can be moving forward, because the
we don't have to look
there.
ahead. It's enjoy it now, to your point. Yeah.
Yes, enjoy it now. The core is there. The base is there. You've got some great young players. Just don't well, I'm not going to get too excited right now because I know doom's coming and we're gonna throw it all away come mid-season. We got to make some more trades, or otherwise this season's going to be lost. Dude, come on! You're 24-12.
Boy, that sounds like something Buck's basement would say. The most negative person.
Well,
wait a minute. Here he is.
There you go. There you go.
He says, I'm also not sure. Oh, wait, we're going to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm so wary of the Rays. I've seen this story before. I need to see the moves at the trade deadline and how we look after the All-Star break to truly be excited. Listen, I'll give him that. I'll give him that. That's okay. We did have a stretch like this last year, and it all went kaput. So, yeah, but there were reasons for that don't exist here. One of the reasons was they had to go on a 30-game road trip. And it wasn't, there were 3 games in between against the Dodgers, but when you have 3 games in between 27 because they had to front load the schedule, it still felt like you're on the road. Trust me. So that was the beginning of the end for that team, and playing out in the heat for the entire summer. I think it just absolutely crushed them, to be quite honest. And guess what? We don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to do that anymore in this stadium in Tropicana, obviously in the new stadium. So that takes away the schedule's not the same as last year, and the heat's not the same. So let's remember that. But I understand what you're saying. Totally.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm also not sure with our run hit differential if this is sustainable. I honestly don't think so. Dare I say there's been a lot of luck going on with the Rays recently. We need to make moves at the trade deadline. No more sleeping and doing nothing. Go get some players from the fire sale the Red Sox or Mets will inevitably have. Yeah, actually, you make some good points here, Brock's Basement, so I'm shocked by that, number one. And it is, I see what you're saying, and I think this is the difference, right? This new ownership group is not here it's not their main source of income, and to treat it like an ATM and a piggy bank, like Stu did, where he's constantly, did you save it?
I saved it.
Saved it. Where you're constantly just looking at this is your budget, Eric. Now go make some trades at the deadline, but don't add any significant salary. That's not the case here, especially if this went. I don't even say what if anymore. When this deal goes through, obviously that will be done before the trade deadline, and hopefully before the end of the month we'll get that MOU done. Then you better act accordingly, and that's. And listen, and that doesn't mean you have to go spend money at the deadline, but let's hold them accountable. If there's some deals to be made that are going to help this team, they better make them. And if they don't, I'm going to call them out, because we want to see progress. We want to see something different when it comes to what the ownership group is going to put into this. They're leaving baseball ops alone, but I can't ignore the fact. And I was wrong about Nick Martinez. I was very wrong about Nick Martinez. But you know what? They went out and spent $13 million on Nick Martinez. They overspent because nobody else was touching him, and they overspent. And dare I say, that's been the biggest difference. Do you think Stu Sternberg would have okayed that? Probably not. Is their payroll now with the not the active payroll, because we never referred to the active payroll before. We never did that. Now suddenly we are, which is weird. But we know why. When you look at the total payroll, including the injured players, it's at $106 million. It's the first time we've ever been over $100 million. So, yeah, I think there's definitely been an impact of this ownership group. And there are a lot of stuff behind the scenes that you don't see. Things that they're doing for the players and with the players that previous ownership didn't group. Guess what? That makes you play better. That makes you play better. Because I'm going to tell you, guys that played here will tell you all the time, cheap, 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 cheap. Everything's cheap. And that's not what this group is doing. So, yeah, I think it does make a difference what this group is doing. What's this from Alejandro? I said, I want to say sorry, JP, because I didn't realize my post on Facebook about you and my speech from the event was going to be popular. I've had a lot of comments, mainly supporting our speeches. Let's go Rays. Why are you apologizing, bro? I was going to go clip it, but I didn't want to be like self-serving and do that myself. Well, yeah, kind of did, but I just didn't have time. And then you did it for me. So I appreciate you because then I could just share it. And I've gotten incredible feedback on that. And I really, really appreciate it. Not as much feedback as I got on my Lightning story that got like 187,000 views to me. Evidently, mostly Canadian fans that hate me now. But thanks for the 2,000 likes and the 187,000 views. That helps the program. So we
hate's a strong
that.
word. I mean,
yeah, you know. Yeah, they were not kind. They were not kind. But that's all right. Thank you for the views. But yeah, we're getting a lot of views, and that's important. It helps us spread the message, and you guys are doing that too, and I really appreciate it. Lonnie Wilkins says, as you said, never been done right here, and it took 2 months of involved ownership to give us a taste of what it could be in this region. This team is electric, attendance is up, and they're visible. That's right, Lonnie. Lonnie works for the Cubs in Chicago, and so he's really tuned in to what people are saying nationally. And we're going to see it tonight when the team is on ESPN against the Red Sox in Fenway Park. So I can't wait. The conversation between Carl Ravitch and Eduardo Perez, nice piece in the TBT today, by the way, by Topkin, talking to those guys in advance of their first really national regular season broadcast since 2021. So Topkin did a really nice job with that. And so I'm looking forward to it, to watch ESPN tonight and hear the national take on this. And it's going to involve the new ownership group and what they put into it. And you're right, Lonnie, you can't, you know this because you're a lifelong baseball person working in the business. Ownership. It's the three most important things in sports. And when it all starts at the top. It all starts at the top. And the residue of what these guys are doing is getting down to the clubhouse. And everybody to a person in this franchise feels like we're moving from, the Wicked Witch of the West to Jeffrey Vinnick. I mean, I don't know how many times I've talked to Ken Babby and he's mentioned the Lightning and their template that they laid down here in Tampa Bay. And we talked about this for 10 years. It's like, Rays, This is not hard. There's a group of sports folks over here that just did it. Took a moribund franchise that was the Lightning, terrible attendance. They're having to paper the entire house, give away tickets, and turned it into the absolute gold standard franchise in all of sports. And they did it right here in good old Tampa Bay, playing ice hockey. Okay, so if I was a group that bought the team, I'd be like, what'd they do over here? I think I might go talk to them. And that's exactly what the Rays did. Why reinvent the wheel? These guys are smart. Look at what people are doing that works and copy it. Oh, the battery. That seems like a really, really good plan. The Lightning. How did they capture the minds of these? So number one, they built a wonderful venue, refurbished their venue. They already had it in the right location. Now let's build a little village around it and pour some of those profits back into the team and go out and hire the best people to build this team, Stevie Yzerman and John Cooper, and then pay your players. I know it's a cap deal. I get it. And keep your good players around and then get out into the streets and talk to everybody. Ken Babby has talked to everybody. The players are out there. It's a totally different deal, and they're copying exactly what the Lightning did and what the Braves have done. Smart. These are smart guys, and I believe in them. And that's what we're seeing. It play out right in front of us. Great comment. Thank you for that. Alex Dunn said 99% on the city side only. Not so fast, my friend. Trust me, it's close on the county side too. And the county, frankly, the votes on the county are much more clear than in the positive than they are on the city side. I still think we're in good shape on the city side, but the county, I'm not worried about one bit. Danny Boy says Elizabeth Sloan, I don't know who that is, unfortunately, said on D-Rays Bay the following in her piece: they might agree to a non-binding MOU that is vague on some of these points. Yeah. Again, this is how a lot of these things get done. You know, you have a memo of understanding. And listen, here's the key, folks. The Rays want this as bad as the city and the county. I mean, you heard Clendenin yesterday. I mean, he's all in and he understands the process. And again, so much of this negativity is coming from uninformed people. The people on the county and the city, they've been in these meetings. They're not uninformed. They know what the deal is. They know what they're getting back. Many of you don't, because you say we get nothing back. But these people do. And that's why I've been telling you guys, it's negative out there. I get it. But that's just more for clicks and views and everything else. They're going to ride this story until it's, they had to come up with something else. Kind of like me. The 5 points Sloan talks about in their D-Rays base post: money, opportunity costs, risk management, community redevelopment areas, transportation. Yeah, every one of those things is a plus. You can form them as a negative, but in the end, the people that know all those things are a plus. Transportation. People are like, oh, the road. Every informed person that I've talked to says the stadium complex is the precursor that they need to finally get light rail over the hump. And they're already working on it with the airport folks. As you heard Clendenin say yesterday, that was a huge part of his interview. Go watch it again. Says we're already talking to, I think it's Michael Stevens is his name. Yeah, they have transit. They have the little trains that they do over there. They can just extend that from the airport to West Shore through the stadium complex, as they're now calling it. Love that. All through South Tampa and into downtown, connecting it with Brightline, which comes from where? Orlando. And points further. Smart people. And here's the thing. We've never even come close to doing any of this under Stu Sternberg. As somebody I talked to this morning that was involved in a lot of those negotiations said, we never trusted a thing that came out of his mouth. Ever. And for good reason. Major League Baseball finally figured that out and kicked him out. Nathan Stout says, this deal is getting done after hearing Clendenin yesterday. JP, please clip that interview so we can mass share to everyone. Timmy, WFLA, TBT, and local media have been awful. None of them have done any reporting like you. Yeah.
I'll do that today.
And the Times piece.
If everybody PayPals me $5, I will do that today.
Super chat's coming.
I'm just kidding. I'll do that today.
Yeah. If you don't, I won't. I got some time today. Yeah, absolutely. I thought Clendenin was fantastic on so many levels. And again, he's been in every one of these meetings in negotiation meetings. Not everyone, but most everyone on the TSA side and the city council. There's one other thing I want. Oh, yeah. So in the TBT piece, which, by the way, had a beautiful picture of me and the Petermans, which was fantastic. Yeah. Somebody's definitely getting fired for that. Wait, you put a picture of JP Peterson on the front of through all our social media? What are you doing?
How'd that get past editing?
Of course, they never mentioned us, even though we were the main presence in that room, without question. Well, 100%, without question, they wouldn't dare talk to – they talked to Palermo, but wouldn't mention, of course, that he was there at the behest of the JP Peterson show. But that's, of course, whatever. Not. But then the part I really had a problem with is she parsed the words of the firefighters like they were against this deal. And both the firefighters, a stakeholder, and the police, they both are very much in favor of this deal. And you could have easily reported that accurately, but you chose to parse the words and make it sound like they're very skeptical. That's horrible journalism. And the entire piece did not reflect what the evening was. Not even close. And left out the juiciest parts of the whole thing. So much better covered by everybody else on social media than the main journalistic source. And people get mad at me for saying stuff, especially the people that work over there. But it's factual right there. It's just, I don't, and in the tonnage of negativity, I wish somebody would just explain it. I understand it's a big deal and you want to definitely expose any issues that are there. I have no problem with that. Just tell both sides of the story and be even-handed. That's all. That's real journalism. And that's clearly not being done here, in my humble opinion. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. You want to do some lightning?
We got all the lightning audio.
Okay, we're going to play that. Yeah, we got some Sugar Shane stuff we're going to play too as well. So we got lots more coming your way here on the JP Peterson Show. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I've never been more proud of the people that watch and listen. Our numbers are going through the roof. So just thank you. We appreciate you so much. And thank you to our Lord and Savior as well. That's manifesting all of this for us. We love it. Pitch Roofing, by the way, is your savior when it comes to the roof of your home, which is kind of important when you think about it. Do you know how much life is left in your roof? Do you know when you're going to have to replace it? It's probably something you should plan for. So here's what you should do. Go to pitchroofing.com. You can email them and set up a schedule. You can call them if you want. A human will answer the phone as well there. And they'll set up a free consultation where they will come out, look at your roof and tell you all about it, explain the process so you will not get ripped off by some of these weirdos that come knocking on your door saying we can do this for free. In fact, we'll give you a little money back on your insurance. Yeah, it's not a good way to go. You want something who is insured and bonded and has been around and will be able to honor that warranty if and when you need it. And that's the great folks at Pitch Roofing. Get to know them. So if there is a hurricane and everybody's needs a new roof, you'll be in that preferred position that you already know who your roofer is. Pitchroofing.com. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out: $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you can trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. As I've always said, the best way to find out about a company is do business with them, right? And I did that with Genesis of Tampa. Went over there, and it was so fun just to get to know the guys over there. There was no high pressure to do it. I asked for this, asked for that, asked for this, and it was yes. So we did a very good deal. I thought it was a great deal for me. They want to move cars over there. They want your car. They'll give you top dollar. Trust me, they gave me top dollar for my piece of shiz BMW Scootabout. And I'm so glad I'm out of that car and into this GV70. It drives so nice. The technology is incredible. It drives itself. Woo-hoo. Not supposed to take my hands off the wheel, but I do. Anyway, it's a great place. They're great cars. Genesis of Tampa. Absolutely love the folks over there. You will too. So do a test drive and tell them JP sent you. All right, Timmy, where do we want to go now? I'll give you the choice.
I want to go to Tampa is where I want to go right now.
You know what? Yeah, it's hot. Tampa is hot right now. I'm not the most internet savvy guy, social media savvy guy, although I spend way too much time on there for business. But
Sure.
Typically I'll come across, some of these millennials or Gen Z. I can't even get them right. There's some of their posts, and it's like, man, Tampa is blowing up. If Atlanta had this in the 90s, this is what you would have seen. It's God. Like, and there's pictures of, beautiful scapes everywhere. Look at the hockey arenas right on the water downtown.
Yeah,
they got the beaches over here. They got, they got a great, they got all three major sports. The bars and restaurants are incredible. Look at Water Street, blah, blah, blah. The beautiful people everywhere. And it's like becoming the number one place for young people to move to. And that's great if we keep progressing. And I know there's a lot of, most of the people that are against this are kind of old heads that don't want Tampa to grow anymore. And I get that, but sorry. I mean, I'm an old head. I want us to be the shining city on the hill that everybody looks at. And people are, oh, we can never be better than New York. We already are. Everybody wants out of that place. And you know where and then when they start looking, you know what they do? They go, okay, first and foremost, I'm going to a no tax state. What do we got? We got Tennessee, still a little too cold, too many rednecks. I love Tennessee, by the way. It's one of my favorite states in the world. But it ain't Florida.
Tennessee,
do I go to Texas? Well, I mean, Timmy's in Texas, so that takes it right off.
Yeah, he can't come here.
People
ain't room in this state enough for both of us.
That's right. And you look at Florida, and you're like, oh, whoa. And then you look at Miami, you're like, no, way too expensive. Not that Tampa's not now, but you look at Tampa, and you're like, wow, okay, this is interesting. And that's why we build this thing. People are flying in. It's the first thing you're going to see. Like, oh, what is that? That big roof over there. Oh, that's the baseball stadium everybody's talking about. And they got the football right next door, and they got all kinds of other stuff right around that. Hell, let's jump on the people mover right from the airport. We can take a short little ride right over there, have lunch, and tour the whole thing. Yeah. Because guess what, folks? Tourist dollars drive our economy. They do. Big events drive our economy. And there'll be no place better in America for big events than this complex that we're about to build. And that comes back, as Alan said yesterday, it's not 2 or 3-fold, it's like 70-fold. $1 billion to get 55 to $70 billion in economic impact. It's a lot of money. And it pays. And I get news for it. These people are coming anyway. So we better find ways to pay for all this stuff, because what we're taking in right now ain't doing it. We got to find an investment vehicle. And this is it. All right, what else definitely. Did we want to go to?
Well, we have all this audio that we promised the folks yesterday from the Lightning.
All right, let's get into the Lightning a little bit. I wasn't at the exit interviews because obviously we were doing a show, but I perused a bunch of them, and I got to tell you, it's a different vibe. It's definitely a different vibe, and I know it's 2 days after a freaking gut punch loss, but I think this is really positive. And I'll tell you why. I think everyone realizes that the status quo is not good enough anymore. And I think Vasi, in his verbal and his nonverbal, kind of let us behind the curtain a little bit. We'll see what people are feeling inside that room. So let's play this one at my peril. This better work with that big buildup.
Which one? The Game 7 struggles or the bad bounces?
Let's do bad bounces first.
All right.
That's kind of how it goes. I feel like that's our excuse the last few years. Hockey guys, bad bounces. Yeah, like bad bounces for sure. But I mean, that's at the end of the day, like, it's like a broken record over and over again. So we have to win out here. Again, our big plays should be our best plays in the ice, but again, just a part of the journey. So we'll have to work through it, and at some point it will turn our way. I hope.
Man up and like what kind of way?
Well, we all have to do our jobs. So me, I have to make saves, defense, have the block shots, kill penalties, offense, they should score goals. So we all have to do our jobs. But when one part of the team does the job, I mean, not like extremely well, but good enough to win, the other doesn't. So that's how you end your season.
But you think you guys?
That's a dude who doesn't like to lose, right there.
No, Alex Nunn said he couldn't hear him. I know it was low, but I hope everybody else could hear that, because basically what he said is we got to man up, and he said the best players on his team need to be the best players, and that includes him making saves. But let's be honest, We scored 15 goals in 7 games. Buffalo scored 4 last night in the first 2 periods and wasn't pressing in the third because they didn't have to against Montreal. They scored 4 goals pretty quickly, actually, and created a ton of chances. Now, we did too, but we didn't finish them. And everybody said, Dobesh, Dobesh, Dobesh. Well, guess what? Buffalo figured it out last night. And I said it in the post-game show. We got to be better offensively. We got to finish. You created enough chances in that series. You just didn't finish them, which is very odd for this team. And Vasi is like, the hockey gods, bad bounce. And that's what Cooper said. Now, to his defense, Cooper was asked something about that, and he kind of chuckled it off and said, the hockey gods have been very good to me, and we just haven't been later. And I don't think this is Vasi clapping back at Cooper. I think it's Vasi, and Cooper's going to say those things. I guarantee you he's not making those excuses to his team. He's saying exactly what Vasi is saying privately. This is not, and that I love that. It's like the status quo. And it feels like to me that Vasi got up in some people's faces. And I'll start with his best friend, Nikita Kucherov. Because, bottom line is he has not been good enough. No points in any of these game 7s he's played in. 1 goal in his last 22 playoff games. Yeah, the points are there, but he's not making the impact. I don't have to see the numbers. I've watched every one of these games. He's been taken out of the games. And he's got to be better. Listen, we talk about Kucherov all year long. I think he's the most magical and best playmaker in the game. And maybe in the last 20 years since Gretzky. The numbers bear that out. Watching him bears it out even more. But when we were winning cups, he was making a difference. And not so much anymore. And I'm not saying it's all on him by any means. There's a lot of guys. Braden Point needs to be better. Sorelli needs to score more. I know he did a great job, but, we know he can do it. You got to put the biscuit in the basket. And even the guys on the lower, the bottom 6 got to score. Montreal's guys did. Where were you besides DJ? That's not
he wasn't consistent with it. I mean,
no, he wasn't. And I'll say it. I said it after on the postgame show, and I'll say it here, and I've said it many times. If they had that desperation and intensity that they played in game 6 and 7, their 2 elimination games, they would have won this series. They would have won it. I'm not saying that they are necessarily way better than Montreal, but that's where your experience is supposed to come in. You're supposed to know that from puck drop 1, game 1, you play like you're going to be eliminated if you lose. And they didn't play that way in the first 5 games, especially game 5. 6 and 7 were a totally different team. Suffocating Montreal. 9 shots. 9 freaking shots. And you lose a game? First time it's ever happened in NHL playoff history. Yeah, they got 2 bad bounce goals. They did. But if you'd have played that way from game 1, you wouldn't have been in that position. And that's the experience that is supposed to show. Yeah. Montreal played that way. You did not. And that's why you lost. It doesn't have anything to do. And Vasi's right. And Coop says this all the time. You make your breaks. You make your luck. Because if you play like that all the time, eventually it's going to go your way. Process. The outcome wasn't good. The process was great in game 6 and 7. But not in 1 through 5. And if you're going to win a cup or even advance in a series, you can't wait till you're facing elimination to bring that. And that goes to leadership in the room, number 1, and the human nature that is satisfaction. Names on the cup, money in the bank. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. That's why this sustained run that the Lightning have been on is so amazing. And they're because they have the talent to always be good. Like JBB said yesterday, we're still a great hockey team. And I don't have to make changes, big changes to change that. Yeah, but you're not a great hockey team in the playoffs anymore. So something's got to change. And I think it will. Let's play a couple more. Who else we got?
You want the Vazzy on the Game 7 struggles?
Yes, let's do that one.
I'm going to try to play him this way to see if it makes any difference here.
Well, obviously, ups and downs throughout. Overall, I thought, again, as a team, we were great defensively. In the playoffs, I thought, again, we were pretty good defensively. So pretty consistent. Obviously, more consistent pre-Olympic break than after that. Me personally, I felt pretty good, actually. Well, again, compared to the last two playoffs, I'm pretty happy with my performance. So, again, I thought we were really fortunate to bring the, to play Game 7 and bring the series back to Tampa. But, Game 7s, it's... I played like five Game 7s, and my goal support is just one goal again, on average. So, and somehow we managed to win 2 games out of 5. So, did I expect more goals? No. I believe for sure. Like, I always believe in our team, but I just have no expectations. So that just makes it easier to take that punch in the face again.
How about that?
Wow.
How about, man? Shots fired.
Shots fired. He said, I get one goal. On average, I get one goal of support in Game 7, and we won 2 of those games.
Good Lord.
Wow. Wow.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Man, oh man. I saw the quotes, but I when hearing him say that,
it's different than reading it, isn't it?
it is. It is. I mean, this is like Derek Brooks and Sapp just calling out Trent Dilfer in the offense. It's just like, you guys, which they never did, by the way. They alluded to it many times, and in private they would, yeah. Now, how could you not? But they never threw him under the bus. And I'm not saying that's what Vazzy. Well, maybe he did. I don't know, but he's right. He's right. And you know what? Maybe it's time somebody said it out loud. Maybe it's time somebody said it out loud. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Because listen, when you go through what this team is going through, you need to shake it up. And that doesn't necessarily mean you have to fire the coach or all the players or anything, because that's not the answer. You got a great core of team. You don't want to get rid of your core, because that's your floor. Your floor is the playoffs. And there are franchises that would kill for that. Trust me. 12 years and 13, yeah, every franchise in this league would kill for that. That's their floor. You don't want to get rid of the floor and change everything. You don't want to blow it up, because you don't know what could happen. But you can certainly add to that in a smart way. In a smart way. And I think that's what JBB has to do. And he's on the clock. He's on the clock, and this team offensively is on the clock in the playoffs, because he's right. They gave up 16 goals in 7 games and got beat because you only scored 15. That's unbelievable when you really look at it. He's right. Defensively, they did everything they had to do. They just couldn't score.
Yeah.
You got to be better. The power play was pathetic. I watched, Buffalo's power play last night. I think they got, two power play goals? Mm-hmm. They're moving the puck. They're moving. They're crisscrossing. They're going around. We're like, standing still, pop, 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 pop. Nobody's moving, just standing still. It's just, it's ugly. And waiting for Stamkos to knock one in on a one-timer. Well, that's going to be a problem. Because, he's not here anymore.
Probably ain't going to happen. And you know what I noticed yesterday, and I want to turn this into Montreal talk, but all this stuff that Lindy Ruff did to Montreal last night is the stuff that I expected the Lightning to do to Montreal.
Like what?
Lindy Ruff outcoached the hell out of Martin St. Louis last night in game one. And I know it's game one, and I honestly don't think that this thing is going to end up like it is. I still think Montreal wins this series.
Wrong.
I think Montreal will make some adjustments. It's a bad look for sure in game one. But I tell you, that's part of coaching. Did you hear the story about, the Buffalo Sabres have a ton of young players, right? Their scoring's young. A couple of I don't remember who it was. They talked about it on the broadcast yesterday. Lindy Ruff pulled a few of his young players with zero playoff experience into a room and gave them his Lindy Ruff pep talk. He goes, "You guys know what playoff experience is?" And they're like, "Well, no, we've never played in the playoffs." How long do you think it takes you to gain playoff experience? When they went around the room, a couple of guys were like a series. A couple of guys were like a game. He goes, one shift on the ice, and you have your playoff experience. That's how fast you're going to learn. You guys will settle in after your first shift, and then you will play your game. Y'all are that good. And that was the speech he gave to his young guys. And clearly it worked.
Love that.
I mean, how great is that? I love Lindy Ruff. I love that he gave us the Stanley Cup in 1999 with some bad coaching decisions against the Stars with the Sabres. But, to me, that's part – and we don't hear those stories enough for sure. And Lindy Ruff is one of those guys. And I think Lindy Ruff is right up there with John Cooper as far as coaching talent and coaching skills. He doesn't necessarily have the skins on the wall, but I think he knows what the hell he's talking about. And it's going to be a tough road for Montreal to come back based on Lindy Ruff coaching it. And that's what I thought was going to happen with the Lightning. I just never saw it.
Right.
And I don't know why.
Yeah. And that's why I love what Vasi said. And I think it's to some degree, and we'll tie this into the Bucks. We're going to get to the Bucks. We got some great Amecha Ibuka sound for you coming up. Which I think is he's a real critical piece, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. Because remember the exit interviews? I think it was Yaya who said, we got to practice harder. Too many walkthroughs. Defense is too complicated. The leaders of this team that are starting to emerge, like Yaya, are like, we're tired of it, and we're not gonna do this anymore. And that makes change. And it's not wholesale change where you're kicking everybody out and you don't know what's going to happen. It's like, we got a good core. But we got to be better, and we got to be honest with ourselves, because success brings, obviously it just makes you more lackadaisical. It's hard. Being fat and happy is the way. This is what happens when you get your name on the cup and everybody gets paid. It's freaking hard to keep that edge when the other guys don't have that. As I said, who's been the guy that's played the hardest, the longest of every game and been our emotional leader? Brandon Hagel, who doesn't have his name on the cup. And we got to find that fire again.
Yeah.
They know where it is. They know what's going on. They know exactly where they need to be, but they got to get there. And sometimes you need somebody like your best friend to say, okay, enough is fucking enough. We know what we got to do. Play like 6 and 7, and we're not going to lose a series. We're not. And they should have known that. But until you go to flip that switch and the light don't come on and you realize you got to replace that light bulb, but it's too late. You want to hear any more? Light. There's no light.
We got Hedman and Brisebois. Which one do you want to hear?
Let's hear Brisebois next, because I want to deal with Hedman on a totally another scale.
If you look at who's playing and you can just look at the roster and average out the ages if you want. That's the easiest way. But if you look at who's on the ice, the average age of the player on the ice at any given point, well, Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas are all older than us. Florida and Edmonton went to the Stanley Cup Finals last year. They were older than us. Like, our window, we're still in it. I don't know how long we're going to be able to extend it. My job is to try to extend it for as long as possible. I don't see the end in sight. We're continually fighting that fight. And so far, I think we're holding our own. We're in the fight every year.
Yeah.
Tim replying to, is your window closed? And are you too old and slow? And I don't think we are. I mean, we look at, because we're not playing as hard as we can play. Like, did we look old and slow in 6 and 7? No, we look like the better team. We looked faster than Montreal, and everybody's, oh, they're way faster than you. Well, that game 6 and 7, they weren't.
Yeah.
So they're not old and tired and slow. They're just not properly motivated. And that comes from the room.
That's a dangerous thing too, man, to not be able to properly be motivated as a professional athlete. And you're playing, and this isn't early in the regular season. Like, I get that. Some guys, especially the aged veterans, early in the regular season, you're like, man, this is not what I'm playing for, but this is part of the deal. We got to get to where we want to go. You're in round 1 of the playoffs against a division rival that you should beat, and you're not motivated? Like,
well, I don't want to say they're not motivated, but listen, it takes an elite level. It takes an elite level, and they know that because they've done it.
Yeah.
They've done it, and they got there. They got there to 6 and 7. They did. But it's too late. And when you do that, you leave yourself susceptible to having a puck ping pong off a stick, your skate and go in, or bat it out of the middle of the air when you're back with your back to the goal, scoring from behind the goal. Sure, that happens all the time. No, it doesn't. But it happens. And that's why you got to be from puck drop 1, game 1.
Everyone in the comments is blaming the captain. That there's no captain.
Come on now.
That's not the
It doesn't matter who has the C on his chest. No. If you're in the room, you can be the captain. Yeah. I'm the captain now.
And you know what? There's alternate captains. There's alternate captains on this team too, right?
Yeah.
There's guys that wear the A on the sweater. Then they need to step up. And everybody needs to step up.
Everybody needs to step up. All right, so that brings us to Victor Hedman, who's going through it. And I know there's stuff out there about what he's going through. I'm not going to say it's true or not. I just don't know it. I don't know.
I saw some pretty alarming things yesterday on social media that I didn't know whether to believe or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's not true. I ain't going there. And
doesn't matter.
You can look it up if you want. It's fine. Yeah. But I think the bottom line is Victor Hedman is distracted. He's distracted a lot. And whatever it is, it's probably of his own doing. And he can fix it. So he's fixed it. Hopefully. He was ready to play and was probably going to play in the second series, which was a shock to a lot of people, to be quite honest. So he's definitely on the path to recovery of whatever is going on in his life. And that's the main thing. Here's Victor. And he went and stood in front of the cameras, which I thought was pretty damn brave of him, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I said that yesterday. Yep. Here we go.
For my sake and the team's sake, it's better for me now to, step away and focus on myself. And, like I said, too, like what the team did and, the whole season. Super proud of, what they accomplished. And obviously still sucks what happened 2 days ago. But, the way they played and fought and guys that have stepped up, it makes you proud.
Yeah. Just look at him. He looks tired and he looks
worn out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's probably 10 or 15 pounds heavier than he was. He looks tired, probably not sleeping a whole lot. I know that world. I can commiserate with him tremendously well. I know exactly what he's going through. And it's a tough time. And to have to, again, stand in front of the world, millions of people, and expose yourself in a emotional and physical way as a hockey player. I know what you people are thinking. It's tough. It's really, really hard. And when you're not at your best, and you're not at your best, and the whole world is watching, and people are calling you out and saying you suck, and it's awful. It's got to be really, really hard. And we say, oh, they're professional athletes. They should handle. They're still, they're not digging ditches. They're not facing, no money in the bank and kids to feed. I know that's a whole different type of pressure, and I get it. But everything is relative in this world. Mm-hmm. In terms of your mental health, everything is relative. And for him, it's got to be really, really tough. And I want to, extend my compassion to him. But when we're talking just about hockey and how this team is going to win games, which is obviously trivial compared to people's mental health in life. Does he deserve some of the blame for this? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's someone who makes a lot of money on the salary cap in a salary cap league. If you make a lot of money, you got to produce. And I'm talking strictly hockey now. I've said my disclaimers. And he's got to be better. If this team's going to win a cup and you're making that kind of money, he's got to get back to the old Victor Hedman. He's not too old. Great, especially big defensemen play well into, look at Chara. You know, they play well into their late 30s and 40s. He's just got to get it back. And he can do that. And I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him big time because he's a good dude. Love Victor Hedman. He's a great guy. And whatever's going on with him, we all make mistakes, and we all have to, at times, look ourselves in the mirror and say we can be better, and we know it, and we're going to get there. And we need to support him. And we will, 100%. Listen, if you're a Lightning fan, the sky is not falling. It sure as hell feels like it right now. But everything I just told you and everything you heard is the path back to a cup. That's the way to get back to a cup, is to be hard on yourselves, look yourself in the mirror, and say, I'm not taking this anymore. And we're going to be better. And I think we're on that path. I'm very hopeful. All right, we'll take a break. Let me do this really quick. Jimmy J. Voyager, 1999 Super Chat. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Says, I met and shook hands and talked with Ken Babby and looked him in the eye. I believe his words 100%. Let's get this deal done. And JP, you have my permission to use my speech. Okay, good. I will do that. And all of you who spoke, we're going to try to get those on. Yeah. So let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. I want to get to Amecha Ibuka. Leadership. You know, it's kind of a theme today. Yeah. Where's the Bucks leadership going to come from? Oh, I think they're in good hands. I think they're in very good hands with this. So we're going to talk about that and hear from Amecha Ibuka. Hey, we are brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. A happy anniversary to Julie and Steve Weintraub, their 20th anniversary. If only there was a place you could go get her something shiny for 20th anniversary, Steve. I don't know. Check the yellow. Is
Steve allowed to shop in his own store for his wife? Or does he have to go elsewhere?
Well, God, that's got to be hard. Like, what do you get Julie Weintraub on your anniversary, right? Good God. She's got enough more diamonds than she can wear. But that's his problem. That's not your problem. You got a $500 gift card match at the Golden Diamond Source. That's what he's doing for you because he knows what it's like, guys. He knows what it's like. It's tough on Mother's Day. You got to buy something for your mom and you got to buy something for the mother of your children. That's why he does the gift card match. It only takes you $500 and you get $1,000. You get 2 of the cards. Takes care of everything. What a guy that is. That's Steve Weintraub. He's a hell of a. He's making it easy for all of us. We love you, Steve Weintraub. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It make me look like I'm a thousandaire. I'm a thousandaire. I get 500. I give you 500. He gives me 2 gift cards for 500. I double my money, and I make 2 people happy. And they wrap it up super nice for you to give it to them. Oh, it's just too easy. It's just too easy. Don't be dumb. Go to the Golden Diamond Source, 3800 Olmonton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Back in 3. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. fanstreamsports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream, fanstreamsports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now. Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Italiano Insurance. We love those folks over there. They've been with us for 15, 20 years here as I've been doing these wonderful shows that you guys love so much. Yes, thousands of dollars I've saved with them time and time again, because I'll switch homeowners insurance. I don't care which, as long as the Italiano says they're good, I'll pop around and be with a bunch of different companies. I don't care. I'm a homeowner insurance hoe, right? That doesn't matter. Just give me a lower price. That's all I need, and make sure you pay when I ask you to pay. And they're not going to put you with a bad group of folks, so they know what they're doing over there. That's why they know all about this stuff. You don't. Just let them handle it. You don't have to pay extra. They get a fee, sure, but you don't pay extra. So that's Italiano Insurance. It's one of those things that works really well for you. They do all the work. You save all the money. 813-877-7799. They may be going through a name change here soon. Gallagher Insurance, because they're doing some other business things over there, but it'll still be the same great company you've been dealing with the entire time. That's Italiano Insurance. All right, let's get to some Buck stuff, shall we? And I'll get to your comments here in our next segment, guys. I promise you we will do that, but I want to get to all the other information. And
I think I have your speech video lined up too. It's the one that Big O sent me that he took on his phone that I've tried to enhance and stuff to make it sound better. It's about almost 3 minutes long. So it's
they cut you off at 3 minutes.
Yeah, so whenever you want that, I believe we have that loaded up.
Is the audio good enough? Because I got the one on Facebook. Is not bad. I can send you in the break.
Okay. Well, let's listen.
If you want to look that up.
We've had a terrible stadium in a terrible location on St. Pete, but it's not a place for baseball. And we've had.
How's that?
There's the beginning of it too. I want to catch, but that'll work. That'll work.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, you can send me what you have, and I'll try to pull it.
All right. Sounds good.
As we produce on the air.
That's what we do. Make you guys part of the show.
Yeah.
So Amecha Ibuka, I'm so fired up about this guy, and I actually talked to Amecha about this. I asked him this question when he first got here, and then kind of late in the season as well. And it was about leadership because, we're doing some research when we drafted him and talking to some people at Ohio State. You could talk to Brian Hartline about him, who coached him. I don't know if I've ever. I put it at Derek Brooks levels. When you talk to people about his leadership and when he was coming, obviously I covered him from high school, college to pro, and people would talk about his leadership skills and you'd be like, wow, really? And then you see it play out, winning at every level. And that doesn't happen by accident, right? It's that type of leadership that wins championships. And you saw him do that at Ohio State. And Timmy, you're all the folks we have up there in Columbus, FanStream Sports, Ohio, they'll talk about it, right? We've had him on the show talking about it.
Yeah,
it's legendary. Yes, he's a very Christian man. And I think that's part of his great leadership style, to be quite honest with you. And, if you look at a lot of successful teams over the last 5 years, especially, and we've talked about this on the show, you will see a groundswell of a very, very strong Christian base of men. In fact, those football players at Ohio State turned that 60,000 person campus into a freaking revival while they were there. Pretty much. It's strong. And if you don't believe in that, that's fine. But the leadership qualities that came out of that are impressive and legendary. And if you've been around Amecha at all, he just exudes that. He just exudes it. And he told me, like, when he came in, it's a little tricky because you're a rookie and you haven't done anything yet. You can't walk in the room like you own it and you're the leader, because that will cross you off as a leader right away. You have to be emotionally intelligent and know when your time is your time. And I think Brandon Hagel is feeling that with this team. It's his time. It's his time to lead that team. Now, Mike Evans is gone. Levante David are gone. Where's that vacuum of leadership to come? Oh, wait a minute. Here's a guy that was going to be the rookie of the year, stepped up and may have hit the rookie wall. May have had a little injury issue here or there. Had some key drops that didn't help, but that's all part of the journey, right? It's all part of the journey. And I think this is the guy who's going to emerge as our next great leader in that locker room.
He acts like he wants it. He acts like he wants the role.
He's equipped. He is equipped. Let's play it. Let's play the clip. Thank you, sir.
I'm very curious what this leadership role looks like on the Bucs now, because you're part of that room, that had an icon, soul, larger than life Mike Evans that no longer does. What does that change for you?
Obviously, I think there's a passing of a torch and it needs to be received by someone. I think that our management, our GM, our owners and everything like that, they've done a great job of bringing guys in who are up to the task. So, obviously they drafted me last year, but we have Chris Godwin, we have Jalen McMillan, and we have a bunch of guys who are really ready to make an impact. We just drafted a wide receiver, so we're really excited to see what he can do. But obviously, we're feeling the effects of Mike being gone. He's so loved within the building, within the Tampa community, and it's nothing but love for him. There's no hard feelings or anything, and we all believe he's going to do amazing things in San Francisco. But there's a little bit of a passing of a torch and a handoff, and I think everybody in our room is up to the task.
Is it a challenge for you to be a vocal leader? Is it something you're working on or thinking about?
No, I think that's something that's always come very natural to me. I remember just in draft prep and everything like that, kind of when the Bucs were evaluating me, that was something that they put a lot of high emphasis on, was me being a leader and stepping into leadership roles. I was a captain at Ohio State. I've been a captain on pretty much every football team I've been a part of. So it's definitely something that's always come to me very naturally when I was younger. Actually, shout out to Miss Sparks, out of fourth grade teacher, who said I was going to be the president one day. So,
Miss Sparks, we love you.
How about that?
I had a Miss Sparkman.
Oh, did you?
I had a Sparkman. Yes, Mrs. Sparkman.
I had a girlfriend I named Sparky.
Oh.
But I guess that's unrelated.
That timing on that was perfect. Brought a visual that makes me very uncomfortable, but that's
good.
Okay.
It should.
How much do you love that right off the bat? There's to be a passing of the torch, and it has to be accepted by someone. And he gets this little smile on his face, like he was waiting for this opportunity. And of course, he deflects to the elder statesman, Chris Godwin, and who's a great leader, but very much silent leader. J Mac, who's an elder statesman, at least to him, going into his third year. So, the deference to those guys, but he's the guy. He's the guy.
The only thing, a couple of things I took from that. Number one, watching the video of the highlights. I know we were talking about Amecha Ibuka, and it was just highlights of him catching the ball. Some of those throws by Baker, though, is what I was focused on. Like, holy crap, how did he thread that needle? I didn't even remember some of those throws. But
that throw and catch in the Falcons game was like, I remember going, damn, is that Ibuka? He caught that with such if you could put words on the screen watching that, it was like, yeah, I'm not really a rookie. This is not a thing to me. I'm fucking badass, and I'm going to be one of the greatest receivers in this league. And I just snatched that thing in tight coverage to win the game, got my feet down. Just what I do. That's what it said to me in an instant,
Yeah.
And he made a lot of catches like that. He made a lot of catches like that.
His highlight reel at Ohio State was ridiculous, but
I
know he was just trying to stay in the room, mentioning Godwin and McMillan, but I was a little shocked he didn't mention Baker when talking about leadership roles. But maybe he was just staying in the room.
Yeah, that's an obvious. I mean, that's like
you think
it's a given. It's a given, right? That's the guy. I think he was trying to stay in the room, but anyway. Because I think she did mention leadership of the wide receivers, but be that as it may, he's the guy. He's the guy that's going to emerge as, the next Mike Evans type of leader. And remember, Mike was not necessarily a big rah-rah guy either, but when he got pissed off, he got pissed off. And I think he definitely would make his voice heard more privately than publicly. Ibuka's that same type of guy. He just carries himself with that essence of leadership. And it's just like he said, it comes natural to me. And he doesn't, and when he says it, it doesn't sound cocky, right? It just sounds right. It just sounds right. Like, yeah, that comes natural to me. And he accepts it. A lot of guys don't want it, where they may publicly say they do, but privately they don't. And I think Ibuka's that guy that is he's a natural born leader.
Yeah.
And think about being a captain at Ohio State multiple years, by the way. Think of that alpha dogs in that room. I mean, you go look at who's putting people into the NFL and the alpha dogs. Ohio State is at the top of the freaking list.
Look at that wide receiver list.
Yeah. I mean, it's impressive.
They used to be known for linebackers, right? They were linebacker U for a long time.
Yeah. Brian Hartline changed that.
Yeah, it's all wideouts now.
Yeah. So I love the fact that he's stepping into that leadership void. He's actually, and I could see him as president one day as well. I think Mrs. Sparks nailed it. I think Mrs. Sparks nailed that one.
I wonder if his teacher was my Sparky. I wonder if it was the same person.
God, no, please. No, I don't really want that. But we got rookie minicamp coming in. And by the way, if you missed the interview we did a couple weeks ago with Charlie Strong, who talked about Ruben Bank, he coached Charlie coached Ruben and recruited him in Miami. And he talked about his family and who he is and like the type of kid he is. Great character, by the way. I know there were quote character issues, but his character is a massive positive. And he is very much a leader in that way. Another lead by example type guy. I kind of get JPP vibes from him in terms of his leadership, not his body type, but his leadership.
Right.
So, and that's something that's absolutely needed on this team. And I think he will quickly accept that leadership role on the defensive side. So as we move forward, if this is Amecha Ibuka and Ruben Bain's team, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Both those guys, they're serious football players, and football comes for Amecha. I know it's faith first, and then football, faith, football, family, and maybe family football. All three,
maybe
they matter. And I like that vibe for this team. I really, really like that vibe for this team. So I see great leadership. And I'm still, listen, I know I can hear Buck's Basement, a lot of you guys. But what about balls? I get it. I'm with you. I'm with you, Joel Forsland. I'm with you guys. I get it. And, listen, I'll be pleasantly surprised if they can make a Super Bowl run with him as the coach. But it may be, a couple of years down the road, but I like where we're going. I like where the leadership is going. We had to get younger. This team, it's a young man's game. And I think we just restocked with some really, really good players. Ronde Barber on his show was really, really over the moon about Keontae Scott. So that's kind of another influx of a Miami player that plays with aggression, plays with an edge, and is serious about football. Very serious about football. So I'm interested to see what this class looks like. We'll see them on the field on Friday and Saturday. Rookie mini camps coming in. But I can tell you this, I'm very comfortable with where they're at in terms of leadership moving forward. It's I think they got a good nucleus of older players, and they're bringing in a nice young nucleus. I still think they're a couple of players away. And who knows, maybe someone gets cut unexpectedly and they pick up a piece that they need. Maybe, Anzalone and Muhammad, some of these older guys on short-term contracts really still have some good football left in them. We'll see. And it could be a very interesting year. Look, you still got Baker. You got top 5, top 3 offensive line in the game. We need Bucky to be rookie Bucky. That's for sure. Gainwell's a nice piece. And we got a new offensive coordinator who I think knows what he's doing. And I think there's a lot of room for this team to win at this division. I still think they're the best team in the division. I still think they are. I know Carolina's coming. They're coming. I'm not too worried about anybody else, but they're coming. All right, quick break. When we come back, we will get to your comments. Do we have any other video we need to play?
We have the one on him talking about Tet McMillan over in Carolina. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I want to do that, and then maybe we'll do some speeches too that we had from this city council. We'll see where this goes. Quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at Cafe Paradiso. If you want a great Italian meal, traditional Italian, it's right there on South McDill, just north of Gandy, and a little shopping center there. You'll see the big sign, Cafe Paradiso. They've been there for 30 years. You know how hard it is to keep a local restaurant going for 30 years? My man Palotini has done that because he's freaking good at what he does. And he knows the business, and he knows how to cook. He knows what makes people happy. Creates a great environment. Those guys have all worked there forever. Every time you come in there, you see the same faces. They know what they're doing, and they do it right. It's at Cafe Paradiso. Whatever you want to eat, if you want looking for some seafood, the branzino, which is a sea bass, is amazing. Obviously, the lasagna, the wines, the chicken marsala, the veal ossobuco. Oh, ossobuco, my God.
Meanwhile,
fantastic.
I'm having SpaghettiOs for lunch.
Really good sauce in those. Got 8 billion cans of those when I was growing up. It ain't SpaghettiOs. That's the new tagline for this. Cafe Paradiso. It ain't SpaghettiOs. Back in 3. Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000. And all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Costs less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. It's Diamond Days at the Golden Diamond Source. Celebrate April's birthstone, which is diamonds, as they take center stage. Up to 20% off the diamond jewelry throughout the month of April. And don't forget, you could trade in your broken or old jewelry towards something new and beautiful. Gold prices are at a record high. Now is the best time. And by the way, they only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source. It's real love. It should be real natural diamonds. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Really, really bad idea. And for the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyers, they are going to teach you all about the 4 C's and all the different shapes and styles. They are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And by the way, you can trust them. They've been in business for over 40 years. Don't buy something online. You have no idea what you're getting. 0% financing for up to 5 years. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond. 3800 Ulmerton Road. Always online at goldendiamond.com. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big, and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch Roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. It's funny, Timmy, people are going gaga over my speech at the council. I'm like, well, you know, I do this every day on my show.
Right?
Different audience, I guess.
Different
much
audience,
larger
man.
audience. A much
Different
larger audience. To be sure. Hey, MOR TV is going to have the Rays game on Friday night. So free here in the Tampa Bay area, also in the Orlando area. If you're watching, Hearst Television picked up a 10-game package. John Soaps is the new GM over there, and he loves local sports. So he is going to, and they've been doing this. The old GM Pam Barber, who retired, the wonderful Pam Barber, started us on this track to doing Buccaneers games, and they've wanted to do a bunch of more Buccaneers games. The ones that are on ESPN that some of you can't get, they put them on free TV. So they're trying to do that with the Rays and the Magic as well. So we did the Magic. They did 10 games, and they're doing 10 games with the Rays and hopefully more. So we love them when they're on free TV, and you don't have to pay for it, right? So coming up Friday night at Fenway Park in Boston, that game, 7 o'clock, will be on MOR TV here locally, so you don't need the app or anything to watch it. You can do it over free TV. Go get you some of them HD rabbit ears, which are really cheap on Amazon. They'll deliver them right to you. You can get a lot of good stuff with this. You know what? You can get a lot of good HD TV with rabbit ears these days. So
depending on where you're located.
That could be true. But anyway, MOR TV will have the Rays game on Friday night, so make sure you tune in right there. You will find them on all your cable stations right in that local area. So consult your local guide, and that's where it'll be Friday. And tonight it's on ESPN, so know where to find your Rays.
I miss those days of analog TV, man. You just
when your dad would go turn the antenna, get that UHF station.
You know what's funny, JP? So growing up, I never had in my house when I lived with my parents. I never had a microwave. I never had a VCR. I never had cable TV. My dad never paid for these things. As a matter of fact, we never even had a remote control TV in my house.
I didn't know you were the son of Stu Sternberg.
Until I bought one for myself. It was a 13-inch Emerson TV remote control color TV that I bought at Eckerd Drug with money I saved from lawn mowing, from mowing lawns in the neighborhood.
You know what? And that is the greatest lesson that you ever learned right there. You want something, go work for it. That's the problem. That's the problem with kids today. They get everything for free. They gotta work for it. That's the difference. Learn the value of $1.
I wanted to be lazy. Also paid, by the way, I also paid for my own phone line in my room.
And you're not
to share a phone line.
You had a great dad. Your dad was amazing because he could have afforded it, but no.
Oh yeah,
he made you work it. That's the greatest lesson you could possibly get.
He said the same thing about cable.
I keep telling us that to Ashley. We gotta stop giving these kids everything they want.
He said the same thing about cable
Tell
TV.
Him no.
When I wanted
I
wanted MTV. I wanted my regional sports network so I could watch the Texas Rangers on HSE. He's like, well, then figure out a way to pay for it. He goes, I have the channels I want.
That's right.
I watch ABC, NBC, CBS, and PBS. That's all I get. That's
they
all
had
I
real
need.
News. Yeah.
I watch the news, and I watch Monday Night Football, and I get what I want. I get CBS on the weekends to watch college. He goes,
that's what I
do with my TV. My freaking dad went out in 1985 and bought our house, two brand new TVs. Brand new in 1985. They were 24-inch TVs, JP, and they were considered big at the time.
That's a huge TV, yeah.
He bought one for the living room and one for their bedroom. They were not even remote control. I'm like, Dad, you just spent however much on these two identical TVs. You could have spent that much more and gotten remote. He goes, I got you. Why do I need a remote control?
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't have, I bought in like 1987, the year before my mom passed away, I bought my parents a microwave for their anniversary. My dad never used it. One day in his life, he never used it because he didn't have to. He made his own food.
I love it. I love your dad already.
Oh, he's great, man. He was an engineer like yours. My dad was an engineer.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. How about that? All right, let's get to some of these comments, shall we? Guys are bringing up some really
what were
good
y'all's
stuff.
dads like? What did y'all have to suffer through growing up?
Well, my dad was a Caltech educated engineer, by the way. So was my grandfather. My grandfather helped design Hoover Dam, and my father designed Disney World, and I designed Nothing. I can barely work my way through something I buy online.
JP can't connect his webcam to his computer right now.
Exactly. I think my genius is on the other side of the brain. Is that what I always think? I get this. He gave me the IQ. It's just on the other side of the brain.
Yeah.
He had they built all this stuff with slide rules, not computers either, by the way.
Dude, my dad used a slide rule till the day he died in 1995. Yeah. He had the calculator for certain things, but if he was just doing simple, he'd pull out the slide rule. He showed me how to use it in high school. I took one to high school one time. Everybody's like, what the hell? I don't know about you, but we had those rolled up plans. You know, the rolled up plans that they had on that white paper. They'd roll them up and they'd roll it out at the construction site, and they draw that shit by hand. Yeah. My dad had a draftsman's table in like a huge one, like 6 feet wide.
Mine too. Yeah, he designed our house. He designed and built our. We designed and built our own house in Hollywood. Yeah,
that's awesome.
He was the city engineer. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's good stuff.
What happened to us?
I don't know. Seriously though, like he was the epitome of just that robotic engineer. You know, never said I love you. Just not what they did.
My dad has like 5 United States patents in his name.
No,
for oil field equipment that he invented.
Yeah. And my grandfather's name is on the Hoover Dam plaque.
There you go.
Eighth wonder of the world.
That's awesome.
That's why I can't say this out loud, but we may or may not have spread his ashes in the 7 Seas Lagoon.
Oh, there you go.
That he developed. May or may not. I won't. That's a story, by the way. That is a great story. I will share with you guys someday. William Madden says, morning, gents. JP, you have said you worked in Atlanta. Your thoughts of the passing of Ted Turner. Did you have a chance to meet him? I did not. When I worked with a lot of people who did. And the universal feeling was that guy, when he was younger, was absolutely the most dynamic, incredible inventor and mastermind. It was always coming up with ideas and then throughputting them, and was incredible.
I've always heard that.
And then he met Jane Fonda.
And then he met Jane. Barbarella herself. Man, I don't know. I'd have probably married Barbarella.
Oh, hell yeah.
He got in there when that thing was young still.
She opened her mouth.
Yep.
Chris Cole says, Cubs, that was not misogynistic. That was more political. Cubs and Rays are the two hottest teams, and the Cubs have a lot of pitching injuries, way more than the Rays injuries. I got to start paying attention to other teams.
Yeah, you do.
I really don't. I'm bad about that. Specifically, Danny Boy says the Sky Connect expansion from the rental car lot to TPA to West Shore to the stadium complex into downtown Tampa. You know, we here in Tampa, this is a hump we got to get over. This baseball, it's more than just a baseball park. We've said that many times. We got to get over the hump that we can't do shit. Like, we can't have fire trucks and a baseball stadium.
You think?
There's still a sense of small town in Tampa, which is good, but in this way, it's bad. Like, we cannot turn back the progress clock. We can't. We can't. It's too late for that. It's way too late for that. These are forces that are beyond our control. So we got to step into it, kids. We got to step into it. And if we're going to build all these things that we need, we got to invest. And this is the perfect vehicle to do it. That's exactly what I said to the folks at the city hall. You know what? Maybe we'll just save all the speeches for tomorrow, Big Friday show, because I want to get to all the comments today.
Yeah, I wasn't actually able to pull any, so I'll have to.
Okay, so we'll work on that. All right, perfect. Airweed says lots of this negativity that we are hearing about is coming from St. Pete residents and so-called Rays fans. Not going to call any names out, but I could tell you a few of them by now. Absolutely, I'll say the names that are out there. Robert Heyman is one of them, constantly bad mouthing it. But the other asswipe, what's his name? Michael Cronin. My God, that douche. Sorry, but you start coming at me with my integrity about supporting something because I'm getting paid, I will can come after you, bro. And I will sue your ass. You keep doing it. Trust me. I know a lot of lawyers.
Clear the air, officially clear the air on these airwaves.
That will work pro bono. So, yeah, keep it up, pal. Because that's attacking my business. It's attacking my integrity. It's attacking my life. I will not. You can F around and find out with that, pal. James says, guys, can you imagine if Stu's scam stadium deal had gone through? What a nightmare that would have been. Bad baseball for decades and continued pathetic ownership. Yeah, man. And, James, this is one of the things that I am most proud of, to be quite honest, because it's cost me a lot in my life in terms of monetary and work opportunities. But when I decided that figured out that Stu Sternberg was not good for this community, and I'm trying to keep it as nice as I can because the new owners don't like me. I won't say they haven't said anything about it, but I know they like Stu, and he's part of their ownership group. Yeah. So I'm trying not to go there, but the bottom line is, had we not spoke up about that and made people aware of what was going on, because nobody else was talking about it. Nobody in the media, despite the lawsuit that showed everything. Nobody. And had that gone through, it would have been a nightmare for St. Petersburg. You want to talk about people taking advantage? I'm trying to keep my words nice. Taking advantage of a community. Thank God MLB stepped in when they did. We've told that story, and it's spot on. Thank God they stepped in and did what they're doing now. And that's one of the big reasons this is getting over the finish line.
One day, JP, you might need to rehash that not the whole thing, but the beginning of that story on how you somehow were able to connect the dots and figure out what was happening very early on. I'd like to hear that story.
Yeah, it could be part of the book on the stadium.
Yeah. You go. Part of the 30 for 30.
The book in the documentary, yeah.
The 30 for 30.
Fascinating story. It really is. Michael LaRue says the Rays record is 4th in the MLB and their run differential is 7th. I didn't think they were a playoff team going into the season, but they are now. Listen, the pitching is really what they can't sustain this. We know that. But I still think there's room for them to grow offensively tremendously. So I know their pitching won't, you're not going to go scoreless for, what have they given up? 14 runs in their last 15 games? Yeah, that's not going to continue. But again, that's so low. And I think there's 4 teams that have done this since they started keeping these particular stats in terms of, and 3 of them won the World Series. Mm-hmm. So that's a strong trend. That's a very strong trend. Nathan Elliott says data shows that South Carolina is now growing faster than Florida. As of early 2026, South Carolina is the fastest growing U.S. state by population, with a 1.5% growth driven by high domestic migration. I'll say that, yeah, South Carolina is one of those places. A lot of it has to do with retirees to the cliffs around Charlotte, that beautiful area. But it's 1.5% increase for them, but they're starting in a small base. I still think in total numbers, migration to Florida and Texas is bigger. You can check me on that, but in terms of total numbers, not percentage. Danny says, by the way, a happy belated 81st birthday to Gene Deckerhoff. Yes, indeed. We're going to miss him dearly. He hasn't passed away, by the way. He just retired.
Let's clarify that.
He's still with us. We're not killing him. My good friend Paul Kennedy, by the way, put something out yesterday on his Twitter. It was his eulogy of Bobby Bowden that they ran on what they called Fox Sports Sun, which was originally Sunshine Network.
Yeah.
And he was the first broadcaster when I got to know Paul in the late 80s when Sunshine Network was born. And basically their only contract was Florida State football. So Florida State had their first cable station well before even Texas did. And it was called Sunshine Network. Now it branched out into other things, obviously, but Florida State football was their bread and butter. And it's just so well written and so well executed. Go watch it. It's on my Twitter. In fact, I'm gonna run that. I don't know if we'll get a copyright violation because it's got college football stuff in it, but Sunshine put it on the public airways. So I hope we can run it because it's fantastic. Paul Kennedy did a great job, and it literally teared me up about Coach Bowden. Just, absolutely. And Gene, that's when I met Gene. And imagine me, Timmy, as a young buck in Tallahassee, where I went to school covering my favorite team as a local ABC affiliate, getting to sit down with Bobby 3 times a week during football season, get to know him like my dad, working with Gene Deckerhoff and Vic Prinzi doing the Florida State Radio Network. And Burt Reynolds would come in once a year and do a game with us. So he'd be hanging out with Vic Prinzi, Burt Reynolds, and Gene Deckerhoff. And let me tell you, folks, that's a whole nother book that needs to be written.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm just like, holy shit, this is amazing. These guys are funny. And let me just tell you, those guys could party. That was fun. That was fun stuff. Yes, and I did get to meet Lonnie Anderson in her prime.
Bert and Lonnie.
Woo!
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yes. Wow.
I think that was why I wanted to get into radio, just because of her.
She talked just like she did on WKRP. And you're just like,
how did Burt Reynolds land?
My eyes are up here. Oh, right.
I don't care about your eyes.
I wasn't looking at your eyes. But those were beautiful too. Woo. That's what she was, one of those stunning people you see on TV. And when you see them in real life, you're like, it's even more stunning.
Yeah. Yeah. Heather Locklear used to be like that back in the day too.
Mm-hmm. Could do a whole show on famous women that we've met. I got to make sure Ashley's Wi-Fi is down when we do that.
Unplug the router before you leave.
She wouldn't care. She understands. Maybe she would. Let's see what else. Montreal was always trash, says Alex Nunn. Here's the difference.
Come on,
no
Alex.
point, no Cooch, no Hedman, no leadership in all caps. That's why got best and Sabres will slap them real.
That's just a terrible hockey statement that you just made. That's a horrible sports point.
Says the Habs fan.
Take that and mix it in your milk and let it spoil and then drink it.
Alex says Cooch only cares about regular season points. I said what I said.
Oh.
Ouch, babe. I think he cares. I just think he's a temperamental superstar.
He's frustrated right now.
And he's frustrated. Yeah. And I think that's why I say I think Stamkos kind of kept him in line in terms of just keeping him focused on everything. And because, listen, geniuses in their day, being around Leonardo da Vinci must have been hell, because they're just so far above you that it's like it's meddling with peasants all the time. It must be very, very difficult. I wouldn't know. But I think for people like that are so dedicated to their craft, and he's manic, like he's OCD about playing and getting better. And and he probably makes 10 or 15 passes a game that guys don't even see coming. And it just can't fathom that he just did that. And they don't get him and they don't score. And it's just probably really frustrating for him. I don't want to defend it, but I'm kind of defending it. I'm just kind of what I see. Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Alex says it's an easy change. I love Hedman. Sorry for his struggles, and I'm praying, but give the C to Hagel and get some effing leadership in the room. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the most obvious thing ever, right? All right, we have breaking news, Timmy.
Okay.
Breaking news that's not breaking.
It's not breaking, is it?
Free agent quarterback Alejandro says quarterback Aaron Rodgers will visit the Steelers this weekend and will re-sign with the team. Multiple sources confirm that Rodgers is returning for his 22nd NFL season. Surprised?
I'm so effing. I'm so fucking tired.
Why is Joshua Wostall always on our show, but then won't come on and debate me?
I just like robot Wostall. I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers. Can he just go away for the love of all that is holy? He cannot play football anymore. What is Mike McCarthy?
He played well last year. Get out of here.
He didn't play that well. Mason Rudolph would have given them a better chance to win.
That's silly.
Michael
LaRue says, I see a lot of skilled players on the Bolts who are Stanley Cup champs, but not a lot of leadership or grit. I haven't seen the same urgency over the past 4 years that we saw during the Cup runs. I would say that was very apparent this year, more than any of the years for me. That would be my take on it. Too many guys look like they're waiting for someone else to make a play. I've said that many times. Yeah.
JP, breaking news from my friends with the Montreal Canadiens organization. They could not score on Buffalo last night, but they just scored on the Lightning again.
like they scored a lot of goals on the Lightning. Get out of here. You scored 16 goals in 7 games.
They won.
They did. Listen, and I got a lot of shit for that video I did, but by Habs fans. But, you know, as I said, they didn't deserve to win Game 7, but they deserved to win the series. 100%. They did.
It was a tough.
They were the better
series.
team. It was razor thin, and they played harder for longer than the Bolts did in total, in my opinion.
Who do you think got better goaltending? That's a tough call, I think. Because I think both goalies played really well.
I think the Lightning did by a hair. I think there were more. I think Montreal had more quality chances, the more high danger chances.
Yeah,
not by
make an argument. Yeah,
but what I saw Vasi standing on his head at times. I never saw. I think Dobesh made some great saves, but he made a lot of saves where he didn't know where the freaking puck was.
He wasn't getting screened as much.
I think we shot it into his chest way too much.
Made it easy on him.
Way too much. Simon says they need to make the power play buy tickets to watch Cooch because all they do is watch Cooch and expect him to make something happen. Yes, 100%. They've got to change the dynamic on that. Get some movement in their power play because that just everybody standing still, passing the puck around thing just ain't working. Alejandro says 2026 Buck games I'm interested in going to is the following: Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers; Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford; or Green Bay Packers, Jordan Love are the 3 games I would go to. Their home schedule's good next year. Really good, which means of all those fan bases, the Packers will bring a ton. The Steelers will probably bring more fans than we have. So we're looking forward to that. James says, after what Sabres did last night, do you think Eric Erlinson changes his mind saying Lightning don't need to change much? First of all, it's one game. It's one game, so let's see it play out. No, I still think it's more of a see, here's the thing. If they add a top 6 forward, it could be a big name because they've got some cap room. And they could also do some trades. They're losing the Bjorkstrand $5.5 million salary. Thank God. That was a terrible move by JBB. Just didn't work out. So I think when he says, but I think what he's saying, what I'm saying is we're not breaking it up. We're not destroying it. We're not, sending Mitch Marner to Vegas. We're not doing that. But we can add, I think we could add some significant players. And I would also say that these young kids that are on the way and are already here and Dominic James are going to make a difference. And I think Connor Geeky's going to make a difference. And I think we got to bring back Radish, but it's going to cost us. If we don't bring back Radish, we got to do something. We got to add something on the blue line that's going to run the power play.
That Radish story might be one to monitor this offseason. I think that's one of the biggest stories because I'm not sure he wants to be here. To be quite bluntly honest.
This is an interesting take from Nathan Elliott. He says the Buccaneer walkthrough practices were injury protection. The Bucs fired Anthony Piroli. Miral Javada, I can't pronounce her name, has left the team.
Javadifar.
Chad Wade is the new man in charge. Look out for what happens next. I think this was a major change that needed to be made, and it's a big, big deal. I agree with you, Nathan. They needed, they call it sports science now, I think is what they call it.
Yeah.
Physio, they call it. But yeah, their strength and conditioning, injury protection needs to be better. And then I think that was a good move. I think it was a very good move. Alex says, JP, that's all I meant from my previous comment before. Timmy only pointed out the negative. Just got to
blame it on me. Yeah.
You're getting some shit here, Cap. Have a fan guy.
I deserve it. It's fine. I can take it.
He says, seriously, couldn't get a more down-to-earth guy to lead this offense in the absence of Mike Evans. Absolutely. What else we got here? Wait till the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hit the field, says Rick. Oh, there's a pun there. The Tampa Bay. We've seen that.
What about Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Oh, now we're really getting Put it on a t-shirt.
Did you see that AI video floating around of Bain in a Bucks number 4 jersey holding the Lombardi trophy like he's getting interviewed at the end of the Super Bowl next year?
I have not.
Yeah, I'll try to find that.
Well,
I know, but then the video he's wearing number 4, so it's
okay.
AI, you know.
Alex Nunn says, I don't think Bowles is the problem. Sure, a couple of questionable things, but Light has always failed to match Bowles' scheme since he's been a head coach. Maybe this year is different. I'm going to agree to disagree on that one, partner.
Hey, Alex.
Joel Forsland says, for the record, I'm hopeful about the talent coming in. It'll be good for the new head coach in 2027. You mean Mike Tomlin? Ooh. Oh, that's all the rate. That's everybody's talking.
I know.
Everybody's talking about that. He's taking a year off and coming back to where he loved living when he coached here. You know, when he was here, he and I and Rondé, I was doing Rondé's show at the time, became pretty close. And I love Mike T. And I would, I'd love to see him back here. If it doesn't work out for Todd, who I love dearly, I think he's awesome. Todd is a human. It's just, we have our differences elsewhere. But Mike T here, and people go, what has he done? Well, he's won a Super Bowl. Something Bowles has not as a head coach. His win-loss record, way better than Todd Bowles. Way better. And I just love the dude. I love his fire. I love everything about him. No coach is perfect, but man, if all the people that are out there, if we're going to get a new coach, who's better?
Mike Tomlin might do a year of TV and realize this is where I want to be. Screw coaching.
That's true too.
With that.
That's true too. Muslim Adam Sandler says Rays moved to Orlando, chances up to 80% according to the Shadow of Stadium. Yeah, you mean the guy that told us all it was definitely going to be in St. Pete? That guy
Where'd he go?
Was constantly wrong on everything. You're going to believe. Oh, good. That's your source. Dude got run out of town for questionable journalism practices. Allegedly. That's your source, Mr. That's a good one. Thank you for citing your source.
Wow.
Joel says 2026 Bowles, Sam Weiss, 1995. He's sitting on good talent for the next guy. If you have made yourself clear. All right, I'm not even going to get into Orlando. I got to get silly. John Hill says, I still have my slide rule in my home office today. Attaboy. Man, we are way over, aren't we? I didn't just realize that I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, people texting me. I'm like, I'm still on the air. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting calls too, right? I'm like, why would they call me during my show? I was like, because your show's supposed to be over, asswipe.
Oops. We told y'all today was going to be off the rails.
Thomas says Crony Heyman got blowback. Yep. They're loud. Some of these opposition guys are loud, but they're just such idiots. Oh, here we go. So Brody just came out with another video, and yes, at the 21-minute mark of the video, they played your speech to the city council. Just thought you'd like that. Oh, awesome.
Wow!
Awesome. By the way, Brody's going to join us next week. Monday, I believe it is. Is it Monday? I don't know. I'll check.
I think you made the booking, so
yeah, he's going to join us.
What's our topic?
Oh, he interviewed Shadow of the Stadium. Oh my God, you got to be kidding me! Davenport, Florida has a higher chance of landing the Rays than Tampa. That's awesome. Again, when the guys that have been wrong all along about everything, and are crapping on Tampa, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. So we're in good shape.
I hate people.
We are in good shape. What's that?
Swear to God, I hate people. I absolutely freaking hate people.
Well, listen. Oh well,
just to argue for the sake of arguing. That's all these people are doing. I don't know why nothing against Brody. I don't understand why he gives some people the time of day.
You know what? Give it to Brody. He gives everybody a chance to give their opinion. I don't have a problem with that. And because here's the other thing. A lot of times when people talk, when you give somebody a chance to talk, they sink themselves.
It's true.
And this guy's really good at it.
I just don't understand why his show doesn't vet people before he has them on the show. Like there's not a basis for an argument.
Well, this is my opinion. I know more about this dude than most, right? And I know about the inner workings of a lot of different things that he doesn't. Had I told Brody what I know, maybe he wouldn't have him on the show. But whatever. Again, I don't want to silence anybody. Just keep talking. Keep talking. Silencing people is not a way to deal with things. I am a firm believer in the First Amendment and boobs, just like our man Clay Travis. Right? Yeah, I am, and I allow people to talk. I mean, now not dangerous, hateful, slanderous speech, and but who decides what that is? I get it, but yeah, I mean, I don't want Shadow of the Stadium silenced. I mean, I don't want him in my feed, but that's my prerogative. He'll certainly have the platform for everywhere else, and that's fine. I mean, like I said, go look at all his tweets about how it's definitely happening in St. Pete, and I kept saying, no, it's not. That deal ain't going through. And listen, the deal in Tampa may not go through. Who knows what geopolitical thing could happen tomorrow to screw up everything. It's a dangerous world we live in. And I'm not sitting here saying that this is a done deal. And listen, when they breach the memo of understanding, I'm going to celebrate that it's great, but they had one of those in St. Pete too. Now, this is a much different ownership group than the past. But again, there's a lot of dangerous things going on in this world that could screw this up from an economic standpoint. So, we are telling you things that if the world does not blow up between now and 2029, I think there's a really good chance that this gets done. There's probably a good chance that something bad will happen too, but who knows?
Hey, Florida could fall off into the ocean before that. All right. I mean, I was told that was happening back in the 80s. So
that's right. That's right. And again, let Al Gore keep talking. Because the more he opens his mouth, the more buffoonish he looks. All right. Watch The View every day. It's wonderful. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We came in here today kind of low energy. And I think, honestly, this is one of the best shows we've done. I agree. I
think the Petermans, the less I say, I think the Petermans enjoy it more.
The comments are coming in now.
I know it.
Have a great Go Rays tonight on ESPN, on MOR TV tomorrow night. Don't forget about that. More surprises coming to you tomorrow. I think I have a couple special guests in line that I can't think of their names right now, but we're going to have people on. So, always a great job. What a great tease that was.
Hey, we're going to have people on tomorrow. I don't know who their names are, but we're going to have them on. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Have a great day, everybody. Love you. Go Rays.